All right, everybody. I'm always posting videos of people that are growing fruit trees and even sometimes where to get fruit trees. I've learned a lot over the years because I started in a small townhouse growing trees, and even when I lived in an apartment, I was still figuring out ways to grow stuff through sprouting and everything else. But the bigger land you get, the more involved it gets, and the more you need to know certain things. And there are people out there that don't just sell you fruit trees and just sell you plants. They actually help you come and design the area for you, which is very valuable to those of you that want to save a lot of time learning to do it right and making mistakes, or those of you that just want to, speed up the process and just get it right the first time. So my friend Jack, he has a company called Urban Abundance, and we're at his property today, and you got to check out his website and some of the jobs he's done. Absolutely amazing. But so not only, I mean, if you just want to buy a fruit tree or just contact him with some questions, he'll take care of you. But he comes out, he'll look at your yard, he'll do a consultation with you, and a whole plan of where to plant what, and show. And he has that picture on his website of what he's done. So we're here today. Check this out behind me. It's not just fruit trees that he's growing. There's a farm behind me, and he's teaching people how to grow, just grow in the ground and stuff. And I have friends that have YouTube channels, and they have flourishing yards and so on. But to meet people that actually, as a service, make it available for you to actually learn how to do this. And then, of course, the fruit trees, which is my favorite. But let's get Jack here and tell you a little about what he's got going on and what he does. Because he also does classes as well. There he is. He's eating some of his plants. So, Jack, this is a great property you have here. And I know you give classes on how to learn about all this. So tell us a little about yourself and your website and what you're selling.
Cool. Thank you, Paul. And first, it's not my property, but it's a client, actually. I met at the farmer's market like 3 years ago. I built them some garden beds, and they totally believed in what I was doing and kind of our mission of helping people grow food right outside their front door, back door, kitchen, and localizing food and fresh and organic and doing it naturally and sustainably. She pretty much opened up this side space to us after we built the gardens, and we've been planting ever since. So this was all grass. 3 years ago, we were rolling up grass, and it was a big process. It didn't just happen, for sure. A lot of weekends, putting in the work. It doesn't just happen. And and just like it's basically turned into kind of a demonstration site, laboratory, like research and development, trying out different varieties, and then obviously an abundance of food for our community.
Amazing.
Yeah,
You got cabbage in the ground here. You got kale in the ground.
yeah. It's like kind of insane once you get it going. I'm literally bringing bok choy to just clients. And this barely getting any water, but they're fine.
Yeah, and it's not difficult to do this once you get a good plan and a good system down. Look at all this yucca growing over there, right? That's yucca, right?
That's it, man. Yeah. And look at the loquats in the back. You see that?
Yeah. And the thing is, you don't need a lot of land. Here, there's a big plot of land, but even in my small townhouse, I had a small little tiny spot. I was able to grow stuff like this.
It's true, man. Like, this is enough for the whole street. And, supplementing, it depends on what you grow, of course. But, yeah, I have master classes out here. I sell plants. We have plant sales. But the idea is to really just show what's possible, It's not like we just started planting right in the Florida sand. We brought in really good soil. We got a watering system going, so we don't have to stress about watering. So a lot of these key unlocks are important for having success. Growing your own kale, salad, whatever you want. I tell people at the class, you want to plant what you like to eat and what grows well in your climate. That's what you plant. So
great tips. Yeah, I mean, he eats these so many flowers and stuff. They're growing in his hair. Look at that. There's flowers everywhere.
Do I have in the video?
Oh yeah. But it's good, man, and it's all just so great to be out here. And again, he has some loquat trees in the background, some bigger trees in the back, banana trees. Then it gets lower and lower. It's all planned by design, and this is what he's learned over the years.
Totally.
And tell us about your fruit trees, because I noticed
dude, we can talk about whatever.
you don't just have people come here and buy fruit trees. You actually deliver them, right? You have a nice big truck and you deliver it. That's powerful, because if you're like me and you have a small car, sometimes these things don't fit, but he delivers them right to you.
That's a good point. Thank you, Paul. Yeah. Yeah, and Paul's like, typically we're not open to the public like during the week because we're a service. You know, we're going out to deliver trees and plant them and build gardens, and so this is kind of like a private nursery type thing. But we have all these trees just in case someone calls, like, "Hey, do you have a super Haas avocado or a mango?" We kind of have trees that we're babying and like spraying compost tea and stuff. So it's awesome. Yeah, we're super lucky to have this space. It's close to the water, so it's kind of a good microclimate. And yeah, it's amazing. So yeah, there's like 100 like potted plants right here. I'm trying to get them in the ground for the community.
Yeah, and you did a program last year where you put a tree for a whole month. You put one tree in the ground, right?
Yeah.
That was amazing.
That was just a year ago. It's crazy.
Yeah.
I want to do more of that. Yeah, like the power of planting fruit trees, man. That's why I love Paul and his channel. And yeah, he's all about it, man, because he understands that these compound, like you get a couple fruits the first year, the next year you get a dozen. 5, 6, 7 years later, it's like, why didn't I do this sooner?
Exactly. Now, even though this isn't your personal property, it's your personal garden, because this is where you run a big part of your operation out.
Totally.
So show us what you got going on in your garden here for your own personal use. But your service, his information is below the video. Check out the link.
Thanks, man.
It's a great service he has.
UrbanAbundance.com. Yeah, we want to make it easy for people like who work and stuff. Like we have a lot of freedom of time. We're lucky, but some people want to get in the gardening game. They've never done it. So that's what we do.
Yeah, and he's so good to get along with. His clients let him use their property. That's amazing.
Yeah, such a blessing.
It's amazing.
Like, it's not even like, it's bigger than all of us, right? It
yes,
really is.
That's what the name's about, urban abundance. It's not about, keeping yourself small. It's about growing and big and growing bigger as a person and also your food.
I love that, man. Yeah.
Yes. So this is like, that was what he's selling, that area we just saw. But we come over here and it's like such an amazing food forest that he has out here, and it's a beautiful property. It's just so beautiful and serenity here.
I'll show you some of this. This is like a little. I'm trying to do like food forest around the border, and they say in permaculture, work with the edges.
So what kind of banana is this?
This is a Mona Lisa. It's the first. Yeah, so it's the first rack's always kind of wimpy, and they start getting bigger and bigger.
So this is a dwarf tree, huh?
Yeah, kind of. I think they get a little taller.
Nice.
But yeah, it's kind of, I'm liking this one. It's newer, like 6 months old. Or a year old, probably, now that's fruiting. Jackfruit, ground cover. So the idea is that you're doing, different layers of the fruit. You're not just doing fruit tree. You're like you got collard somewhere. You got nitrogen fixers. This is a nitrogen fixing tree, Albizia. And my friend Josh was just talking it up, so I had to get one. And so basically it fixes the nitrogen in the soil so that the other I can't plant so it fixes nitrogen in the soil for the plants to eat. Yeah, so you need the companions.
So that's what's good to learn. That's what he teaches you, how to grow the best possible way.
Like, look, if you want your tomatoes to be pollinated over there, you got to plant pollinators, perennial penta type plants. Oh, look at this jackfruit, dude. What? Dude, this is the first time it's kind of flowered like that. What?
Wow, that's a Chine jackfruit.
Yeah. You got one of those,
right?
Yeah,
and it's flowering at the bottom as well. That's great.
Insane. It was funny, we were doing a master class right here, the first one that I did. And it happened the springtime last year. But it didn't hold, it's a little tree.
Yeah.
And some lady was like, oh, excited. I was like, look at jackfruit. And she touched it and it fell off. Oh. And I was like, oh. But it's okay. It's a small tree. But don't touch the little baby fruit because it wants to form. They're fragile.
Yeah.
That's a good tip. Don't touch your friend's mangoes.
Yeah, that's a Moringa tree here.
Moringa. Yeah, so check it. This was like 6 little spinach plants. Look at all that spinach.
That's the longevity spinach?
Yeah. It gets no irrigation, and
so this grows here. Summer. Yeah, it's a perennial green, right?
Perennial green. You can juice it, cook it, whatever you're into, you know. I eat it every day. It kind of balances you out, I feel.
Yeah.
Yeah, they call it cholesterol spinach. So, it like, you know, helps people with diabetes and stuff like this.
Nice.
Yeah, I know you're all about that.
Yep. And again,
But
this is some of his experience. He knows.
dude, yeah. So yeah, plant what wants to grow here. You know, Moringa. Like you notice,
Yep.
I don't do anything with it, and they just go. You can eat them.
Some trees need a lot of care and some don't, and that's where his expertise comes in because he does it. This is what he does.
Yeah, you learn from there's some like what
We
Mike
learn
was
from
saying.
each other. Yeah.
Yeah, totally.
So there's all these different trees here on this property, and
Yeah, like curry leaf. We got yams growing up and another rack of bananas. But this is gonna extend. You see, this palmito got fried in that cold.
yeah.
So you win some and lose some, folks. That's a lesson, you know. People get discouraged, but can't. Dude, check out this Java.
Wow,
This is
that's a Jabacaba tree.
Isn't it nice? I was thinking about like training it a little bit.
Yeah, it's a
You know what
nice
I mean?
area for that. Yes.
Yeah. And then this will extend food forest, more bananas and ground cover. Avocados, our soil pile. We
Is that a
fill up
star
our
fruit?
gardens with. Star fruit, yeah. There's still some on.
Yep, there's some star fruit.
There's like 500 on this thing a month ago.
Good, because I need lunch, so I'll take that one.
Perfect.
That's my lunch, everybody. All right, thank you.
Paul's more hardcore than any of y'all.
Yes.
He's the man.
All right, here
Check
comes.
out, dude. Yeah, Adamoyas.
Adamoyas are about to come in season. They're flowering there. There's a little Adamoya on there.
Yeah.
Wonderful.
So
And
guys,
then there's
yeah.
avocados.
Yeah. This would be kind of grove style. This is like zone 3, you know. That's our zone 1. This is kind of set it and forget it. So this is Costa Rican mint. I got this at one of those Mounts plant sale.
Wow.
Do nothing to it. Like it's a massive mint perennial bush.
Wow.
Isn't that awesome?
That's so good.
Yeah, it's insane. You know, I tell people just the key is planting, you know? You get that totally because no one's going to do it for you.
That's how we learn, yeah.
Yeah, that's it. These papayas are good. You know how it's hard to find a good variety?
Yeah.
This one's good. So they're just going to start putting out more again.
Nice.
Yeah. Papayas are cool.
And there's a mango. Is that a coconut cream back there?
It is.
All right. See, when I started, I didn't know this, but now I could identify some of these trees right away.
Yeah, that's cool. Not everyone can do that.
Yeah.
They have a weird growth pattern. They go nuts.
Yeah, that's a nice tree, a nice spot. Very good.
Yeah, there's fruit on here. I'm stoked.
Yeah. Yeah, there they go. That's going to turn into some big mangoes.
Oh, yeah.
His place is awesome, man. And I want anyone that's interested, like, I know a lot of my viewers know about this stuff, but I know a lot of you don't. So if you watch for the first time here,
Look at that pine.
that's a pine tree. Look at that mango tree.
Yeah,
that looks like it was here a long time ago. That's a carry. Wow, that's the biggest carry I've ever seen. Usually when I see a big tree like that, it's like a Kent or a Kit or an older seedling, but I've never seen it carry that size.
Isn't that crazy there?
Wow. That's why you need to, guys, keep your trees small, because look how big they can just take over.
Yeah, that's the perfect
But that's
example.
a good spot for one. But you see, most of the mangoes on that tree, the birds are going to get more than the people. There's too much wood in that tree, in my opinion. So, but this is a tree that was here long before Jack or I even existed. But it's a big, nice tree, and a mango season. I know Jack's going to be out here with a big pole saw, and so am I. All right.
Dude, this is a special property, man. I'm glad you got to come out. Like, there's there's property next to us. This is a little peninsula, so like it's just kind of special being here. Like, this used to be a mango pineapple grove right here in Jupiter, and it's like we're kind of bringing it back, you know?
Nice.
It's cool,
nice.
yeah. And then there's like stuff all over, so it's fun to like revive it and appreciate carry. We didn't know this was a carry mango, and I was just taste testing a couple years.
Wow. And you could also graft onto this as well, so that's another thing you can do with a tree this size. Cool. And then this looks like Katuk, right? This is Katuk?
Dude, yeah. I got this from Josh, too, another grower.
Yes. Katuk is wonderful perennial green. You can eat all year, and it's wonderful.
You got a bunch of these.
Yeah.
This variety's cool though. It's like just tougher, you know.
Yes.
I hacked it way back, but it
grows really fast.
it's good. Yeah.
What's going on up front there? What's that? That's a black sapote?
We got a bay leaf, black sapote. So this is kind of the some of the first trees I planted. Look, Sapote grows so slow. This is like 3 years old.
Wow.
It's crazy, right? It's like growing like this much.
Yeah.
My
It's
friend
slow growing.
Brandon was telling me about that. I'm like, you're kind of right. Strawberry tree.
Wow.
This is a fan favorite. In April.
Tastes like Captain Crunch cereal.
Yes. Seriously, it's so good. When we have events, all the kids run over here and it's like candy to them, you know? It's magical.
It's a nice shade tree also.
Macadamia nut.
Oh, wow. Macadamia nut tree.
It's pretty, isn't it?
Yeah.
I love that tree.
Alrighty, you guys can get all these trees for sale from Jack. Just get on his website. Urban Abundance. Urban Abundance, what's the site?
Urbanabundance.com.
Urbanabundance.com.
Paul's the man. I appreciate everything he does. And yeah, I whatever he needs, I'm about to get it to him right now.
Alrighty. And you'll see it in my garden. Alright, everybody, come on out. Yes, the dog likes it too. Alright, tell everybody your phone number real fast.
Yeah, no worries. Or just urbanabundance.com is probably the move.
Okay, and then all the info's under the video is a link.
I'm down to help however I can, and yeah, as long as Paul trades some mangoes in the summertime, I'll trade my kid.
Forget about Bitcoin. It's time for Mango Coin. All right. Thanks, Jack.
Yeah, thank you, bro.